Hello and welcome to another blind review. Today we are going to look at a power amp, a Harley Benton GPA 100. This is a pedal sized power amp. Now, a lot of power amps are quite large and getting them on your pedal board just is not going to happen. But for a blind person, this is absolutely perfect because what we need to do is eradicate anything that just don't need to be there. So I've just put it on a little board and I've stuck a Boss distortion pedal with it just to, in case you want to hear it with a pedal. It's really simple. It's a bit bigger than a Boss pedal, but it is really simple. It's just got 4 pots, a large pot, bang smack at the bottom middle of it is a large pot, and that is volume pot. Above that we've got a 3-band EQ. We've got bass, mid and treble. On the left hand side you've got your 1/4-inch jack output, and on the right hand side you've got your 1/4-inch jack input. On the back of it there's an on-off switch and your input for your kettle lead, or whatever you call that power supply that goes to the mains. Being blind, I find it so hard when I get to venues and stuff. I've got big guitar in my bag on my back, and then I've got my amp in my hand and my pedal board in my other hand, and it's just too much. This is class D, and it's fairly like small. It's big. If you think about what a Boss standard pedal is, it's larger than that, you know what I mean? It's like maybe twice as wide and then a little bit taller as well, but it does fit on your pedal board. Takes up a nice little spot, which could have some great pedals there. But when you're blind, this is the way forward, I'm telling you. Like, because basically that is your power amp. You can have a preamp with it or use like one of very many, I don't know, overdrive pedals that do that job. Price at this moment in time, I can only find it being sold by a shop called Chapman, and it is £68 at this precise moment. When you're blind, or well, it's not even when you're blind. It's 10 times harder when you're blind, but it's hard just for a guitarist that has to carry like amps and come off stage. You want to have a drink and go mad a bit, and you can't, because you've got to think, God, got a £1,000 guitar in that case. Got a £500 amp sitting there. My pedal board's probably getting on for 400 quid or whatever, and it's like nearly a couple of grand's worth of equipment, and you've got to look after it. And as simple as that. There's no coming off stage and being a rock star, and you've got to look after your gear. So to make it more simple for a blind person, right, you've got to have a guitar with your foot. So there's no way around that. So that's on your back, right? Then you need to get rid of this amp, because these amps are so heavy. A Vox AC15 it's just too heavy. It's too heavy. So basically, pedal board, pedal train, do one called a Nano Max, and that is perfect. That's perfect. It's £68, right? It's your power amp and it's on your pedal board, yeah? All you need to do then is to run a speaker cable from this power amp into your speaker. Now, a lot of venues, they have speakers there, 8 ohm, 4 ohm, whatever. Sit down at a table, whatever, stick it between your legs on the floor in your pedal bag. Leave your guitar on your back. So I'll plug it in and let's just have a little listen, right? So the volume's up about halfway, and the EQ knobs are all at the 12 o'clock position, which means that they're basically, that's flat. If you don't move them out of that position, then you can control everything through your pedals or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna play you it on its own, but it's not really an effects pedal, so you're not really gonna get a great sound out of it or whatever. But so basically I'm using a Gibson SG guitar and I'm going into the Harley Benton GPA 100, and that is going into a Sub-Zero 30-watt Celestion speaker, and that's all mic'd up with a Shure SM57. So I'll just play some chords and stuff, and we'll just see if what it sounds like, basically. Right. Take the mids down a bit, I'll take the bass down a little bit, and I'll push the treble a little bit. Right, I'm going to put them back to, it's good as well because when you get to the 12 o'clock position with the pot, it sort of has a little bump, so you know it's there. I've also got a Boss distortion pedal on this little board, and I will put this on, and then you can hear it with the GPA's flat, but let's just hear it with the distortion, yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like, for sighted people, this is brilliant as well, because it's just sort of like makes your life a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. That's great. But for blind people, it makes life so much easier. You know what I mean? And where it's only got 4 pots on it, and basically EQ, bass, mid, treble, you know that in your nut. And then the big massive pot in the middle, bottom middle, is the big volume. It couldn't be any simpler, this. And I love the way it's got an on-off switch as well, because you can just turn it off. I do kind of wish all pedals had on-off switches sometimes, because like you can run battery power down and things like that. It's a nightmare. Last pedal in your signal chain, and you got your reverb, your chorus, then you got like preamp, and then you can have your overdrive, distortion, fuzz, and your tuner. Yeah, and for 68 quid you can't go wrong, really. You know what I mean? It's definitely good for blind people. When you're booking gigs or whatever, you speak to the venue, you say to them, have you got any speakers there? And then they're like, yeah, of course. And then that's it. You don't even need a speaker with you. So you just take your pedal board and your guitar down to the venue, plug into their speaker, and you've got all your controls in front of you on the floor. Top bit of kit, you know what I mean? For 68 quid, you can't go wrong. Do you know what, as well, actually, right, I am going to take off my SG, and I'm gonna plug it into my acoustic guitar. Not with the distortion, obviously. We'll make sure that's off. Let's see what if we can get any kind of okay. Well, that was an experiment. So I've never put an acoustic guitar through it, and I just thought, yeah. If you can get your acoustic guitar through it as well, and then you can have a speaker on stage rather than going through the PA, and then you've got a bit of control of what is coming to you on the stage rather than letting it all be up to the sound man. Yeah, but what can I say? You can't go wrong. It eradicates needing an amp with you. So that makes life easier for anyone. It doesn't matter whether you can see or you can't see. It just makes life easier. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it's been helpful. Like, subscribe, comment, and smash that bell, people. All right. Nice one. Cool. It's time.